My name is Jacobsen. I work here in Stavanger. Have been living here for all my life. And I'm going to do something kind of unusual in these days, and that's live coding with no PowerPoint, no slides. What I'm going to show you guys is a language that I fell in love with about 3 years ago, 4 years, called Odin lang. I want to check, does anybody have heard about Odin? 2, 3, my wife, get your hand up. 3 persons. Okay, 3 persons. But Odin is actually kind of old, not old language, but in tech world, it's kind of old. It's 7 years old, so it's around the same time as Rust. And it's a systems language. It's used in everything from internal tooling to full-on graphic applications and game development. So they're actually kind of cool that none of you, almost none of you, have seen Odin before. So this is going to be probably a treat for some of you. What I want to start with, I want to start with the compiler. Oh, I forgot my joke. This is the bear hall. So I asked the guys that host this if I could bring some bears on stage, but I got a 403. Request denied. Okay. I'm going to start with Odin and just delete the compiler and recompile it. I was thinking if I should do a full clean, but Wi-Fi issues and developers. Not doing that. Okay, here we have the Odin compiler. This is the source for the compiler, so I'm just going to delete and rebuild the Odin. But I'm not going to. I'm going to have failsafe. So let's just rename it. Okay, we have this build script. That recompiles the compiler. So then we get a new executable we can use. Good, we renamed. That should work. Okay, so now we have a new Odin. Let's just check. We have this one, just rebuilt. And if I write Odin, press, it's good. And we can also reach this one from the outside. Yes, good. So what I want to do, I want to create a... Have anybody heard about the graphic library Raylib? Any hands? Oh, my wife. 3 guys again. Good, good, good. Okay, so then it's going to be good to show you guys. So I'm going to start with just creating a folder. Hello world. No, HelloStavanger. And we're going to enter that. And we're going to start with what does the compiler tell us if we just build an empty folder? Empty directory. So if we just create a file, we can just add a main and just save it and see what the compiler tells us. Expected a package declaration at the beginning of the file. So very often when you start programming stuff, learning new languages, you don't know about syntax. You don't know how it should be, how it... you may be coming from a different language. You try that and it won't work. But what I fell in love with Odin was that often it tells me what and what I need, what I'm missing, what I'm going to put in to make this work. So here it tells me I need a package declaration. So let's do that at the beginning of the file. So let's do that. Just delete main, and we're going to have a package. The name of the package does not matter. I'm gonna have hello here, but what I'm usually using is my name for everything. That's Knipeheller. Let's try and build it now. Let's see what the compiler tells us. Undefined entry point, procedure main. It expects main, like all languages. So let's add main. And rebuild. Now it builds. We don't get anything back, but that's good. That's very good. So let's continue. Okay, what we're going to need? We want to first just print a message. So let's do that. Then we need an import. That's in the core. fmt. And we have fmt.println. So let's just print that to start. Okay, so now we know it compiles and it builds. So now we can try and start implementing the raylib and try and get things to fail and see what kind of messages we get.
Excuse me? Could you increase the font?
Oh yes, of course. You guys should have told me earlier. Actually, good for my old eyes too. Okay, let's continue. So, actually, I want to show you guys the raylib bindings, Odin. Here is the if I go into this one, raylib. Here, this is the full binding code for raylib. The guy that created Odin, he's a Scottish guy named Bill Hall. He goes under the name Ginger Bill. He got a red hair, so that's why he's called Ginger Bill. Very cool guy. He creates Odin, and he works at a place called Django FX that also uses Odin for their main development language for the product they sell, and they are doing it very good, very good. So, but if I go down here, this is the full. I can just step through the things. This is the full binding library that Odin uses to connect up to this. These are the libraries. So Ginger Bill maintains both the binding library and he delivers the libraries from raylib. So let's go back to the place we were. Did we call it HelloStavanger? Okay, so now we're going to try and implement something with raylib. So if we go import, that's in the vendor assets, and it's called raylib. Okay, so if I now start trying to use raylib, the first thing we have to do is initialize a window. Init. I have to prefix this. Aliasing. So let's move this one down. Here we got just going to hard code stuff. We don't have to make it production ready. It's like we're just doing a demo here. So here we type hello world, Stavanger. HelloStavanger. Okay, now we have a window. We can start to render stuff. So if we just create the window itself, so it starts to paint stuff. Should close. So this is the game loop. For any of you guys that have done game programming, you know there's always a game loop in the picture. This is the game loop. So here we need to begin draw. And we have to end draw. So let's save this. We get it a little bit broken here, so we just have to do this. Okay. So now we expect a window to pop up. And we get a window. This is just a black screen, black window. We don't paint anything to it yet. So let's continue and try to break stuff. It's not easy. But the first thing I'm going to do is I want to draw a grid, like X, Y type of stuff. So let's do a loop in here. For I in 0 to 1000. I want to loop. And I want to draw something. Okay, let's run it. Okay, we got a problem. We got parameter start POSX is missing in the procedure call. So the last line we added there is expecting something. So I can also just save it here, and we should get the LSP to give us that diagnostics. And very often the diagnostics is the same as the compiler, but not always. So, but I trust it enough that we can just continue. So I want to draw a line on every I and 0 and 1000 and I and 1000, and I want to make it yellow. Okay, the missing one here. Expected one expression, so it tells us there's something wrong here. Okay, okay, one more error. Cannot assign value I of type int to I32. And this is what I mean with Odin, and when I'm coming from C#. I've been doing C# for more than 15 years. And when I get messages like these, they're easy to fix. It's like I have never touched the language, but I can easily start to understand what's going on. So if I can just cast, because, okay, I can show you these guys this one. If I do this in Odin, this defaults to int. Raylib is int32, so it's not the same type. In Odin, an int is bound to the registry, so for a 64-bit computer, it's going to be 64-bit. So here we have to cast. I usually cast in this loop, I32, and save, and it builds. I don't get any errors in the diagnostics. But now I'm like drawing every 1,000 lines, so I have to kind of break it up somehow. So we can do it like this. So let's see what we got. Okay, we got one set of the grid. So now we can do the other lines. I just copy this, and to get the other lines, it's just swizzle around stuff. And we got a grid. This is Odin and Raylib in a cookie jar. It's very easy to just start doing stuff, just eating up. So what we're just going to continue. So I can check. We can continue with it. This is a kata that I've been doing for a long time now. And so I have done this exercise many years. So I'm just going to continue and see what breaks when we keep implementing stuff. So here, I'm just going to continue implementing stuff. Here we got a vesica. And we want to have some colors. So let's start using some colors. Let's go outside the loop. Let's call that time. I32. Yeah, we don't have to build now. We can just do this, and we can start in the loop. We have to increase the time. Actually, I want that to be F. I want to float. Let's do it like this. Okay. Should be the same still. So now we have something that's kind of counting up. And there we can be in Raylib. There's a thing here. This one. Here we can add the time. We can add 1 and 1. So I think this is going to compile. I don't think I mixed up the color. I can look. We can try and build it. I can also build from in here. Okay, we got colors. And you see they're slowly changing. We can keep going. I have to kill this. I want to kill this. I also want to do it on the same line on this one. So they should be synced now. But we want to kind of roll more colors. So it's like we can do even more stuff. We can just outside the inner loop, we can call it gem. We can keep on going. That's going to be a float as well. F32. It's hard making this break. But I'm just going to keep on going, and we probably will get into some issues. This gem here, we can, for this, add. We want kind of bigger jumps. So I'm thinking like 5. maybe 5 plus the time. Okay. And then we have to switch this. Gem. Let's just check one of them. Oh, we probably not incrementing the. Oh, it should be. Gem plus time plus. This is wrong. Here we have it. Plus time. Okay, now we're gonna boost this up. Okay, now we have some rolling colors on the bottom one. Let's do the same for the other one. Okay, now we have some rolling colors. The next thing I'm thinking about is let's add kind of a something that moves on the screen. So let's go here. Want to create a chain. This chain is going to be 20 of vector 2. So let's add something to that chain. Then I have to, I can initialize that chain outside the loop before we enter the loop. So let's do that here. I can for each. Not for each, that's C#, it's just for. For, let's call it cell in chain. For each cell, I'm going to create an item. So here we can do cell equals RL vector 2. And what we want to do here, we want to go to the center of the screen and we're going to move down. So the center of the screen is, because we have 1000 by 1000, it's 500. So I'm thinking the X is going to be 500. The down, we're going to take the count. In Odin, you can actually get the count by just adding something like this. Now the I will be 0 on the first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I can use the I. I can I times 20. That will take it like 20, 40, 60 and down. So this should, we can try and compile it and see what we get. Yeah, we get an error. Now it's complaining about two things. The first one is we have to use a pointer to the cell object to be able to edit it, and we have to have the right type in the I. So the I has to be a F32. That's it, this one. And the pointer is this one. So I will probably get the same here. So if I do this, I can see the same errors. Did you mean pointer the cell, or the I is expecting a F32? So let's continue. So the first thing we fix is this one. The second thing we fix, because this one expects a float, so probably we should just cast here. Let's just cast here. So if we build and run, it's stable again. Okay, so let's continue. Now we have 20 items in, because of this one, we have 20 items. That's been put into the array, but we're not drawing them. So let's draw them. That we can do inside the game loop. Let's do that here. So for the same here for each cell in the chain, let's draw rl.draw. Let's draw a circle. Draw circle. And for this circle, we can actually, because the cell, it's containing a vector 2. So we can here take we can actually use the vector part of the draw circle. So we can put in cell. And we can give it a size. I think it's just the size. And we can give it a color, RL yellow. The LSP has failed on me. So let's build. So just here, this one error is just I have probably just spelled it wrong. So it gives me some suggestions. Draw circle V. That's the one I'm after. So let's fix that. This one. So let's rebuild again. So now we have some stuff happening on the screen. That's very good, very good. So we can continue on this. So let's take the first element in that array, the top one, and connect that to the mouse cursor, so we can see stuff happening. So if I go here, here I want to grab chain. Actually, I don't want to do it inside the draw loop. It doesn't matter, but I like to keep those stuff above the begin drawing. So let's say chain 1, chain 0. It's going to be that it's still a vector 2. So and in Raylib we have a get mouse position. That's also a vector 2. So this is just going to put it right in. So let's build and test. And now it's connected. But you see, there's a lot of broken stuff. You see the flaring and stuff like that. Does anybody know why that happens? Okay, I'm going to tell you. Often in game libraries, you have two buffers. You have the buffer you're displaying, and you have the buffer you're drawing on. And when the switch happens, that's like the game loop here is going to be 60 times a second. So I'm going to fix that. So first thing I want to fix is actually set it to 60 times a second. So let's go back here and do a RL set FPS. Let's set that to 60. Actually, just to prove a point, let's set it to 1. See what happens. Extremely slow. So it does respect it. But see this, it's kind of fascinating. That's the two buffers flipping back and forth, back and forth. So let's fix that. Let me first fix the flipping issue. And that's because I'm not actually RL clearing the buffer. Clear the background with black.
Is it okay to interrupt with a question?
Yes, absolutely.
So is chain like a static variable in there for your entire program? Is that parameter swizzling when you put the vector in on your circle drawing?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Ask me one more time. I thought you had more.
No, so chain is outside
Yes.
Does that indicate that's like a global sort of like static for?
Yeah, it's not a static. If I wanted to make it static, I can. I had to do this.
Okay. Why is it outside of Odin then?
It don't have to be. No,
Okay.
no. I could just have it outside the game loop.
Okay.
That would be fine.
I understand.
Yes.
Next question, are you doing parameter swizzling when you put a vector in a circle?
You can do that in Odin. Yes.
Yeah, so.
Yes. Absolutely. So where were we? Yeah, I was fixing the buffer flipping. So what we have done here is RL clear background. Now if I go back, you will see totally different behavior. Now it's correct. Now it's like only updating the position one time every second. So let's move that one time a second to 60 times a second. Or is it the gamer I am? I have to have that. So let's take 60 on this. So now it's gonna follow clean. So that's good. Okay, we wanna take all the other chain items and link those to the one the one on the mouse position, so we can do a lerp on those. We can also do that outside the begin draw. It wouldn't matter, but I feel it's good for mental planning to have stuff at the same places every time. So like we can do this here. For cell in chain, we're gonna need a count. So let's have an I there. We can continue. Here we wanna look at the item that was before, because we're gonna lerp on the positions. So the first item we already have in this one. So here we got a if I equals to 0, we're gonna just do continue. So now we don't think about the first item because we already got a position for that. So the next item is the cell. This one also is kind of interesting because in Odin, you see these guys. You see R, G, X, Y. So it would be RGB, X, Y, Z. But there's nothing that's saying that a vector 2 is going to be X, Y. So if I go into this one, you see a vector 2 don't have X and Y. It's just two floats. But that's a design decision from Bill Hall. He liked that idea. And he implemented that idea. He actually, the first element always going to be X or R, and the second element always going to be RG is going to be G or Y.
Need to do a time check.
Yes. No. You don't have to do a time.
Time check on the time.
Oh, I'm over time.
Yes.
Oh no! Oh my God. Okay. Okay, but. Then I don't think I have any questions. Or you guys got any questions? But okay, but I'm done then. I could go on for hours. But thank you guys.